Carol Davidson, CTV News, Toronto.
AIDS researchers in the U.S. say Washington has approved the first human test of a vaccine against the... And there it is, Prime Minister Jean Chrétien.
Can you read that fast?
Yeah. I know, so you can do it backwards too. Yep, if you want to catch up. There we go. What do you...
You're going to give us a ride?
Because, as you know, the news comes from around the world, and it comes around the clock, so this desk revolves. Ready?
Yeah.
It's like being on the teacup ride at Disney World, eh?
Yeah.
Did you need gravel? No.
We should have it in the House of Commons.
Well, we're going to be right back because it's almost time to push the button.
Right.
We're going to get the Prime Minister to do that.
So good luck.
And put News 1 on the air. Don't go away.
Good luck,
Thank
Wayne.
you. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'm George Wolfe in Toronto. See stories from Bay Street, the economic heart of Canada,
and the way we live here in the middle of the country.
Some of the stories we'll be covering include the Canadian agriculture industry. It's big business here in the prairies.
We'll be covering the 4 Atlantic provinces for CTV News 1.
Whether it's a daring search and rescue at sea or ordinary people finding solutions to everyday problems.
I'll be working out of the main newsroom here in Montreal.
Covering everything from the latest moves on the National Unity Front
to smoked meat and everything in between.
This is my friend Kojak. Together, we're going to be bringing you all of the top stories of the day from the Middle East.
Here I cover everything from politics to people and that great British obsession, the royal family, on CTV News 1.
Well, with just a minute to go, you can see the big clock. It's now 1:02, 1:01. Everyone knows that everyone at CTV News is in here all day long, including the big guy, we call him, Mr. Trust and Tradition. Lloyd Robertson with us this morning. And
very early.
Are you going to show the Prime Minister how to put us on
I am
the air?
indeed. Prime Minister, great to see you this morning.
Great to see you this
the last time
morning,
you and I talked in this room, you won the election a few months later.
Thank you. So we'll be back in 4 years. You will still be there.
Will you still be running?
When are you stepping down?
I'm not quitting before you.
Okay, that's a deal. All right. What we're going to do here is press the button when the time comes, which is about 30 seconds from now, and we're going to ask the people in the room to start the countdown with us as we head into the big moment as the Prime Minister presses the button and News 1, CTV News 1 comes on the air for the very first time. So let's
Have you ever
get
seen so many CTV employees in this room?
I didn't know that we had this many people working for us.
Do these people all work here?
Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go, Prime Minister.
We're on
Welcome
the air.
to the inaugural broadcast of the CTV News 1 service. CTV News 1. News every 15 minutes.
From the National News Center, here is Wei Chen.
The multi-channel universe just got a bit more crowded, with CTV's News 1 now on the air along with more than a dozen other news specialty channels. Some broadcasters are complaining, though. They're accusing the cable industry of discriminatory practices. CTV's Roger Smith has more from Ottawa.
They're finally here, a host of new specialty channels from all news to all laughs.
This is the single largest expansion of viewing choices in Canadian history.
But others are still waiting for space on the television dial, and a fight is brewing with the cable companies that carry them. Broadcasters have complained to the CRTC about unethical practices. The charges? That cable companies are demanding $2 million fees for access and giving preferential treatment to channels they own. Some existing channels are also complaining that to make way for new services, they've been bumped way up the dial to spaces that some viewers can't even get. Though the CRTC is investigating the complaints, it also says rules are vague on how cable companies run their business. Roger Smith, CTV News, Ottawa.
The man carrying the ball, I guess, with News 1 and has been for a long time. One of many.
A lot of us. This has been a big team.
So we've called this the wheel. Maybe for you it feels more like the rack. And Sisyphus with a rock every 15 minutes. But what are people going to see? What's the point? They say, well, we've got all news. We got so much news. Why do we need headline news?
We're going to see the Canadian news. And we're going to see the Canadian news all the time. On Canadian cable channels right now, if you're a news addict or you want to follow a breaking story, it's mostly American news. And a few moments ago, Sheila Kopp said she wants her daughter to see stories about her country. And we're going to give Sheila Kopp and her daughter an opportunity every day, every moment of every day, stories about her country that are relevant and happening right now and today.
But the difference between this and, you know, there is another all-news channel. There's news on CTV, CBC, Global. I mean, there are lots of other stations, which maybe you'd rather I didn't mention. But
well, you mean
in terms of, yeah, exactly. So News One, what does News
I think,
One do
let's be clear. There's a place for both of these very good news organizations, CBC and CTV, to compete. CBC will do long service. They will do talk shows. You know, Pamela Wallin had the Prime Minister last night. We had the Prime Minister this morning. CTV News will do what we do best, covering the breaking news every day. There's place for both of us.
So, and it's headline service, so that anytime you want to see a newscast, basically, you'll be able to get one. You won't have to wait an hour.
Exactly. It's headline service, and it'll be there 24 hours a day. And I think we're already into our second newscast, and by this time tomorrow, it'll be 98 of them.
And you've got a few oxygen tanks around here to help the people.
Oxygen. We forgot to get the oxygen tanks.
And with just 30 seconds left, our boss here at CTV is Tom Petty, and if we can ask you to face this way, Tom, just for a moment. Your reaction quickly, this is the culmination of months of hard work and effort.
Absolutely. I mean, the team has worked really hard for 6-8 weeks on practicing. We've been waiting for the deadline. We're thrilled with the fact that we're on basic. We got great channel position on Ted's service here on channel 17.
Gerald's telling us we have 7 seconds.
Okay, anyways, just make sure you watch CTV News 1 right now. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be back.